Are you trying to recover from a physically abusive relationship? Has someone who once said he loves you hurt you? Maybe broken your bones or given you bruises? That is not acceptable. Today we're going to talk about how to overcome the pain, emotional pain, so that you are not physically abused again, so that you avoid those kinds of relationships with this guy or somebody else in the future. We're going to go through the 6 steps. The first one is this. Think back to kindergarten. If you have a child, think about their kindergarten. The number one thing we learn in kindergarten is don't hit other people. That's the basic rule, right? Here's this guy, a grown man, who went to kindergarten, who's hit somebody. He might have a huge bank account. He might have a lot of big fancy degrees or a big deal job, and he hit you? That is unacceptable. The guy flunked kindergarten, lesson 1. Don't hit other people. What's wrong with him? There's something wrong with a grown-up who hits other people, period. Second thing to think about as you're healing from the physical abuse that you've endured is second, you have the right to not be hurt. Absolutely. You have the legal right. If you prosecuted, the government would certainly land on your side. You have the moral right. It is immoral to hit someone. 95% plus of all abusers are male. Forgive me for using the male pronoun if you're a guy watching this and you got hurt, but most abusers are males. The next thing is you have a divine right. You even have a constitutional right. In France and in the United States, we have in our Constitution the right to pursue happiness. How happy can you be when you're with somebody who hits you or who could come out of nowhere and hurt you again, or the people you love, your children, your family? What's wrong with that picture? You have the right to be safe. That's your constitutional right. The next thing is, the third point is this. These guys usually have some abuse excuse. My ex-husband certainly did. The abuse happened only twice, not only, happened twice. It was years and years apart. Each time, somehow, it became my fault. That's not reasonable. He blamed work. Guys often blame work. Well, I had a really bad day. I'm under a lot of stress. The car broke down. Well, you didn't do something right. Or substance abuse. That was part of our problem. What's the reason he gives you? Most abusers will eventually feel bad, especially if they see what they've done, and then they will give you a story about how in their little convoluted minds it's actually your fault. In most cases, the abused person kind of seriously wonders if it is their fault. And if that's you, the reason that you feel like it might be your fault, or you can sort of make an exception in this one case, is because you have been abused. You have been abused to the point where, like Chinese water torture with water dripping on your forehead, you've come to believe that you're the problem that negates the entire human history of it's wrong to hit other people, especially people you love. Know that it is not your fault. Whatever he's told you is a lie to make himself get through the day, or to make you stay, or to make you do something he wants you to do. It's not your fault. If this is, you are watching this video and you've been abused once by one person, you need to know this. Research from a variety of university studies over and over proves that without dramatic, massive intervention and reconditioning of the abuser's brain, there is 100% recidivism rate. That means they go back and do it again. It might be a week, it might be a month, it might be a year, it might be 5 years, but they will do it again. A man who hurts a woman once will hurt women again. You have to make a decision. Has this person expressed real remorse and then dramatically changed their behavior and sought help from third parties? Or has he just apologized and now he's treating you really nice and you're hoping really hard that he doesn't do it again? Statistics say he will. Leave the first time. If you're watching this after one abuse incident, that's one too many. get out. You must do it. And finally, protect yourself. 17% of all abusers start with verbal abuse, escalate to physical abuse, and then actually escalate to physical abuse of the dramatic level that puts the woman or her children or her loved ones in the hospital. If the person that has been abusing you is that kind of a person, you need to do everything you can to protect yourself and the loved ones. You need to move. You need to look up the hotlines online for domestic abuse. And you need to get away from this person and not wonder in your mind if your kids would be better in a two-parent home. They won't. Not wonder if you can't support yourself. You can. There are always ways. You have a responsibility to protect yourself from this ridiculously underdeveloped human being. You open your heart and allow yourself to love yourself. When you love yourself, you can start to love others. You don't have to love or stay with an abusive man. Loving yourself might mean getting away from him and going someplace where he will never find you again. These 6 steps will help you move through the process of recovering from a physically abusive relationship. I'm Wendy Keller. Thanks for watching, and good luck to you.